Alright everybody, what's going on? Sam Hatch, Culturedog, back here with what seems to be the last of my LaserDisc update videos for right now, for August 2019. And this is the last of the lot I picked up. I'm pretty sure I've shown you guys everything from the lot I picked up a couple of weekends ago. And as I mentioned before, most of these discs were very, very nice condition, very minty. A lot of them hadn't really been touched except for torn out of the shrink wrap and put in jackets and stored in sealed sleeves for decades. And yeah, so we've got a limited amount of discs here. We should be able to finish that off in this last collection update video, and then we got some more cool things coming up, some more LaserDisc related things, and I've gotten some other cool pickups, which I'll show some of the stuff in the live stream if that hasn't happened already by the time this drops. I don't even know where in time I am. But yeah, got some cool other LaserDisc related stuff going on. Lots of LaserDisc related stuff too. So on the player front as well. So anyways, let's jump into the rest of the LaserDisc here. We left off in the O's. We're still in the O's. And this I was excited about because I know my wife is a huge fan of this. And this is a nice issue of it, which is widescreen, that Warner put out in 1991 of Francis Ford Coppola's The Outsiders, classic S.E. Hinton adaptation. That guy likes it. But yeah, I like the cool Zoetrope Studios thing on the jacket, just in case you were wondering. Letterboxed, and yeah, no special features or anything, but yeah, good to have. I also have the complete novel DVD that came out later, but good to have this version. And it's funny, my buddy had this on LD and I used to watch it occasionally at his house, but I've never owned a copy of it. The digitally mastered Fox waste all the cover art on your big special widescreen edition artwork version of Patton. Yeah, double discs, nice gatefold here. This is the CBS Fox rendition, so this is probably late 80s, 89. Yeah, 176 minutes. Yeah. Good Patton action. Let's throw that over there. Another Fox widescreen. I used to watch this on cable all the day just because, you might get some cave boobage. Radon Chong and Everett McGill and Ron Perlman. Yeah, Jean-Jacques Annaud's Quest for Fire. Yeah, a competitor to Clan of the Cave Bear. There was, going back in time, there's always like those competing films of similar vibes. The Leviathans versus the Deep Star Six versus the Abysses, and the Quest for Fire versus the Clan of the Cave Bears, and the Volcanoes versus the Dante's Peaks. But yeah, nice minty copy here. Rarely touched my hands. And put on 1993, so I would have assumed this would have been just like some older 80s thing, but nice 90s version. And another widescreen reissue, thank the maker, from 1996. Yes, thank you very much, of Raising Arizona, which I never owned on proper home video outside of taped off of cable VHS. So total score in my book. Love that flick. And a nice little companion to a film that I'd gotten from my buddy Max on LD. I got the letterbox copy of Pink Panther, and now I've got a real minty copy of Revenge of the Pink Panther letterboxed. Saw this theatrically. Trying to remember, this came out in 1991, yeah, 78. So yeah, I saw this when it came out. Yeah, I didn't get it all, but what I did get, Kato I thought was the coolest. So love it. Haven't seen it in a while. And then yeah, jamming. Another widescreen edition, which I was happy about. I saw this in cinemas in 83 too. 1992, Philip Kaufman's The Right Stuff. Yeah, I remember some of this kind of going over my head when I saw it too. At the old 99-cent theater back in the day. But so I wouldn't mind watching this again. Matted, so 1.85 to 1, but still nice widescreen edition. And Warner not going for the silver stripe, giving the whole cover image there. So good job, Warner. And this is an upgrade. A common. Still a little bit of shelf wear and some edge tearage, but Robin Hood, Prince of Tights. Nice release. I always like the gatefold in this thing, but yeah, every copy I always seen is pretty well shelf worn. This one's got a little bit of ring wear, but it's not bad at all. I don't think they ever did reissue this in like 5.1 or anything. It was just kind of like the big flick du jour when it dropped and then was quickly forgotten about. Like, I don't really see this issued on Blu-ray and DVD over and over again or talked about. It's just kind of like fell through the cracks. But yeah, Kevin Reynolds directing Kevin Costner. It's a big heaping dump, but it's fun. This was a flick that I wrote off before I saw it, and then I saw it in the theaters and was pleasantly surprised at how much fun it was. I should have known. It's got Robert Zemeckis directing Romancing the Stone. The sequel, however, pretty turdy, but this I saw at least 2 or 3 times in the theaters. Yeah, good stuff. And another useless gatefold. It's just one disc, but it's got a useless flap here. And CBS Fox widescreen version from 1991. Japanese pressing. I've been seeing a lot of people talking about this movie particularly lately, which is interesting because it's been a film I've never gotten around a chance to seeing, and I've heard so much about it. But yeah, David Mickey Evans directed 1993 Fox release in 2.35 to 1 of The Sandlot. So yeah, now I can finally watch this sucker. But yeah, there's been a lot of talk online about this recently in particular. So the timing is impeccable. And I don't think I have this. I think I had a copy taped off the cable. But yeah, it's good flick. Michael Hoppin directing a killer cast, soap dish. Fun taking a pot shot at soap operas and just television production in general. Fun stuff. And yeah, who wrote this sucker? Robert Harling and Andrew Bergman. Yeah, nobody really notable. Sorry, Bergman and Harling. But yeah, it's got a good kind of witty, fun Howard Hawksian script. These are all upgrades. I had widescreen copies of these before, but these are minty. And some of the ones I had before had a little bit of disc warpage. So I'm cool with these copies. Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan. Again, these could have used some nice AC3 reissues later on, but I'll take these. They look pretty damn good regardless. And Star Trek III, The Search for Spock. Saw all of these theatrically, of course. Did I miss any Star Trek? I don't think I've missed any. This one's got a bit of a spine fracture there, but otherwise it's really minty. Sadly, this could use a gatefold. I need to get the director's signature edition that they came out later, but the widescreen edition of Star Trek IV, The Voyage Home. Saw this multiple times in the theaters. This was a bit of a zeitgeist moment when it came out. It's like Star Trek was bigger than ever. And I've told the story before. I skipped school to see this, and I regret it. Because then I was forced to stay home. I couldn't go out with my girlfriend that night. On the plus side, I watched Dudes on cable for the first time. So that was the best thing about my day. But yeah, I skipped school to go see Star Trek V, The Final Frontier. Yeah, it's a movie. I'll give you that. Letterboxed, minty copy, upgrade. I've got so many copies of this. Each one keeps getting a little bit better in condition. Sadly, it doesn't match the look of the other ones, but this is the special home video version, widescreen edition of Star Trek VI, The Undiscovered Country. And yeah, great looking release. Many have talked about this being a stealth THX certification transfer from what year? 1992. So yeah, like very, very nice looking disc. And a nice Pioneer upgrade for myself. This is a THX certified disc with AC3 Dolby Digital. Caught this, my local Showcase Cinema house opened up in 1994 and showed this the night before the cinema officially opened, and I went to go see it. And I went to go see it again that first weekend. Star Trek Generations. Yeah, it's okay, but still worth seeing in cinemas. And I guess you could say this is the best of the next-gen films. Jonathan Frakes directing First Contact. This is another upgrade for me. Single disc and nice widescreen copy, THX certified, Dolby Digital. And another one I was psyched to have. I never had a copy of this. I caught this on cable. Really enjoyed it. This is the closest we can get to a Star Wars film. Lucasfilm was involved in it, but Francis Ford Coppola directed Tucker, the Man of His Dream. Yeah, Jeff Bridges kicking ass. And this is an older disc from 91. It's not too shabby, but it's letterboxed. I'll take it. Very nice condition. This is a it's got a bit of a stress fracture here, but sadly I got rid of my regular edition when I got the anamorphic copy. But this is just a regular letterboxed 4:3, and then letterboxed to 2.35:1 within that version of Unforgiven. Does have a wee bit of speckling on side 3, but I'll hold on to it for now, just because it's one of my favorite films of all time, and David Webb Peoples crushing it, writing, and just the cast. Man, good stuff. This is another, strange 80s pressing, 80s film pressed from the 90s. It's kind of not the first thing you would think that somebody would want to drop in 1997 in AC3, Urban Cowboy, which is actually a decent flick. Scott Glenn in here is kind of a creepy dude, Deborah Winger, and of course, John Travolta. It's not bad. And this is a very nice remastered widescreen Pioneer edition. 3 sides. What the hell? It's in the collection. And I had another release of these animated shorts, but I did not have this one. Some Aardman action in full feature CAV. Wallace and Gromit and A Grand Day Out and The Wrong Trousers. I saw a bunch of these actually in the cinemas, which was fun. They used to have them at the local art house theater back in the day. This dropped in 95, so very nice stuff. Helps complete my Wallace and Gromit LaserDisc collection. I'm going to have a little bit of late release action in here. This tends to go for some decent coin from 1999. Of course, 2.35:1 letterboxed Dolby Digital release of What Dreams May Come. Pretty depressing film. Vincent Ward did some really interesting stuff. I still would be intrigued to see his Alien 3. Nice disc. Tough to find. And Polygram put that sucker out. I had it on DVD for the longest time, but now I got the LD. The widescreen edition on this sucker of Lasse Hallström's What's Eating Gilbert Grape. Haven't seen this in a while. Nice rendition. I don't believe there's much special features or anything like this, but 1993, released 94, Matrix Surround. This is a bit of an upgrade. My copy was already pretty minty. We talked about this on LaserDiscotheque. It was one of my nominations for worst cover art, just for the creepy Kate McKinnon Charlie on the cover here. But nice widescreen 25th anniversary edition for Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Good stuff. It's got AC3 Dolby Digital on here, which is nice, and original and reissue theatrical trailers. And then the left analog track has music minus vocals, so you can sing the songs for yourself. And reissue theatrical trailers and all that stuff, which I mentioned. But widescreen, very nice release. And finally, closing things out with just a random image release. The very much ill-appreciated 80s biopic about John Belushi, Wired, with Michael Chiklis portraying John Belushi, based on the novel by the same name, which has been shredded by friends and family of Belushi's. And Larry Pierce directed this, but Earl McRock wrote the screenplay, which is pretty interesting. So look him up. You'll find out some interesting stuff about Earl McRock. Notably, some 80s sci-fi stuff. But anyways, Wired will close things out. So that's it. That is the finale of my LaserDisc lot that I picked up recently. Hopefully you guys enjoyed tripping through this stuff. Sorry there was no Criterions apart from Wizard of Oz and Monty Python. Sorry there wasn't much for horror movies or anything like that. But hey, man, it is what it is, and I'm just in love with 90s movies in general and 90s reissues of 80s movies. So this thing was right up my alley, so it worked out rather well. So cheers for hanging out, regardless whether or not you enjoyed it or not. And we'll be back with some more LaserDisc stuff, some more Blu-ray stuff, all sorts of good stuff. Stuff. I like saying stuff. Stuff is a good horror movie. Check it out. The Stuff. Thanks for hanging out. I'll talk to you guys soon. Cheers.